Every day I wake up and I remind myself that nothing I say today will teach me anything. If I am to learn, then first I have to listen. Larry King. Hey guys, my name is Zane Rader, and this semester I've been in the same class as you. I've been forced to look inside myself and see what I value, and I've been forced to put words to that in order to convey those things to other people. But paramount to what I have to say to other people, I've learned that it's more important to listen to understand so that you can understand what other people are trying to say to you. Many of us can recall a time that we didn't listen as well as we could have. Maybe the consequence to that is that we failed a directive, we were embarrassed maybe, or maybe we just plain did something wrong. Um, Listening to understand isn't a skill that we're born with. Rather, it's a skill that we have to develop, but it'll help us in personal relationships, it'll help us with people around us, and it'll help us in the professional world. Loved ones want to be understood. Um, they want to be heard. They want someone to listen. And a lot of times we fall into the trap of listening long enough that we can develop what we want to say to respond to them. Um, this leads people to feeling that we don't actually care. It makes people not actually want to put in the effort to tell us things because they don't think that we're actually going to take the time to listen to them and take the time to understand their concerns and their problems. But a good listener is trusted by friends. A good listener is somebody that people can come to in times of need, and they can know that what their concerns are going to be heard. Most of us, all we need most of the time is just somebody to listen. A lot of times we already know what we're going to do about a situation. We know how we're going to handle something. We know what we want our outcome to be. We don't need advice. A lot of times we just need to get something off our chest. We need somebody to tell about something. We need someone to care. Listening to understand also helps us challenge our beliefs and learn from other people that maybe we don't agree with, and it helps us develop respect for those people when maybe we don't share the same opinions as them. Most people aren't stupid. We just act in ways that make sense to us. Maybe they were born in a different place, and so their response to stimuli is different. Maybe they were raised in a different family situation or raised in a different part of the country or the world even, and their views are subject to that stimuli and subject to the fact that they weren't raised in the same way that we are. When we listen to understand, we can develop respect for somebody and maybe even learn something from them. It also helps us form relationships with people around us. Like I said earlier, most people just want to be understood. Therefore, when we listen with the intent to understand, we can form deep relationships with people. People learn to trust us quickly, and people look to us to be friends with because they know that we bring something to the table. We're a good listener. They can value time spent with us because they know that their needs are going to be fulfilled as well. We don't always need to respond. Breaks in conversation aren't just an excuse for us to jump in and say what we want to. A lot of times, if we just keep our mouth shut in breaks in conversation, then it allows the other person to form deeper thoughts, to better explain what they want to say. And it's just an easy way for people to go, yeah, that person listened. I know because when I took a breath, they didn't just jump in with what they had to say. They listened to me and what I had to say. Not only in a personal sense does listening help us, but in a professional sense, it helps us as well. It can add to our value as a potential employee. Intent listening helps our work. When we listen to what a customer or employee has to say, it helps us better suit our work for them. I take a lot of pride in what I do, so I know for a fact that it's easy to jump in and take over a project or situation. I want to be an engineer, and I want to be an engineer so that I can help people. But if I don't listen to what people's needs are, then I'm apt to make a solution to one of my problems as opposed to somebody else's problems. But if we listen to what somebody actually needs and the things that the problems that they need solved, then we can formulate solutions to their specific problems as opposed to our own. Listening helps us learn from those around us as well. In any job situation, there's a hierarchy of things that people have learned. There's a hierarchy of wisdom and experience, and all experiences really is it's just more time to be subject to more environments and situations. A quick story is I'm a mechanic by trade, and one time I was doing the valves on a KTM dirt bike, and I didn't go back to time it correctly, and I made a mistake. And had I listened to the people around us, that mistake wouldn't have cost me $500 and some time. I would have been able to learn that error from somebody else, and it wouldn't have cost me anything. No matter what, intentional listening has its benefits, whether it's drawing you closer to people around you, forming better relationships with people, making yourself a more sellable employee. Listening improves all aspects of life. And if anything, you have 2 ears and you have one mouth, and that should tell you something.